2 years ago, I bought this house with the goal of turning it into a high-tech urban homestead. There's a trench right here that is my shower water. It comes out of my shower, goes right here, and waters the citrus. As a kid, I kind of grew up playing these farming type video games like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley. And in those games, you're always like building this home and adding all these features. And to me, since I grew up in an urban, suburban environment, it was always sort of just like this little pipe dream. And as I've actually put these systems in, I've realized how cool and practical they tend to be. So I'm getting hundreds of gallons of water on a rainy night for free to water my garden, and they're going to absolutely love it. So when I bought a house in June 2020, so kind of in the peak of the pandemic, it was a dirt lot. This was the front yard when I bought it, and this was the backyard. And I knew it was a blank slate for me to build from, but I'd only had a small front yard garden in a pretty urban environment in the past, so I didn't really know where to begin. Step one is create a garden. So I put about 15 raised beds in the front yard where I get a ton of sun. It really evolved from the corners of the property in building a garden shed first, because I knew I needed storage, building some pathways because I knew I needed to walk from front to back, and sort of designing from the outside of the property inwards, and then adding features as I went that just seemed to make sense. There's a bunch of things that I've put into the property that have helped either produce more energy, like I put on a new roof with 24 solar panels. So almost every month I don't have an electric bill anymore. I'm actually generating a surplus that's going back into the grid. With that new roof, it kind of allowed me to capture rainwater from the roof. So all the rainwater comes off the roof down into a gutter and cleaning system that then goes into a huge 5,000 gallon cistern. So I can store rainwater. In my area, we only get about 5 or 6 inches of rainwater per year. So storage is really important. I've put in a natural pond so I can overflow the rainwater into the pond if I want to, or I can use the pond, which is growing edible plants as well as fish, which is highly nutrient dense water, to actually water the garden. I've got a gray water system. So my shower and my outdoor sink, as well as my laundry machine, all go into different areas of the garden. The laundry system now has a 3-way valve. Down and it goes to the sewer, up and it goes down here, out here, and out each of these into this artichoke patch. And then there's just a couple other things, like having some chickens is a great way to recycle food scraps and honestly turn them into some eggs. This is my egg machine. These are my egg producers. This door raises based on sunlight and lets them out into this area. It kind of plugs me back down to, oh, all the resources that are coming out of the faucet, or when you flip the switch in your home, it is actually coming from somewhere. And when you throw things away, those things actually are going somewhere. So I've become a lot more connected to, I guess, the whole chain of events that takes place to get things to the home, and ideally remove myself from some of them, or start to produce some of it myself. Starting small in the garden is my biggest recommendation. I would say grow the plants that you're most excited to eat at the dinner table, right? Here's the front yard raised bed garden. Bok choy, lettuce, got some carrots going. So, radishes, for example, easy plant to grow. But from my experience, a lot of beginner gardeners don't really know what they're supposed to do with the radish when it comes to the kitchen. And so grow a plant that you really want to eat, and then learn as much as you can about how to care for it. Then I feel like you're a little bit more invested in it, because most of us connect to what's on the plate, not necessarily what's growing. And then from there, just expand. When your little seedlings grow more to this stage like this, you can pop them out, keep them well watered, watch out for pests, and you are well on your way to starting a truly epic garden.